Okay. Could we ask you your name?
Sure, my name is Barney Dormer.
Barney Dormer. I'm Elizabeth Fenwick, and I would just like to ask you about a few questions about depression in this area or in London in particular. Because I've been reading the news about the people here in London are suffering from depression. Do you agree with this?
Definitely.
Have you ever been depressed yourself?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
If yes, would you be happy to share it with us?
Sure.
Yes. Can you?
So I suffered from depression as a result of a brain embolism, which I suffered from in 1997 as a result of an assault. Because of the assault and the brain embolism, I lost my sense of smell and taste. Because of losing my sense of smell and taste, I got depressed, because every day when I woke up, I couldn't taste the coffee for breakfast. And particularly when going out for like celebratory meals with friends or whatever, I couldn't taste any of the food. All I could sense was the temperature and texture. And so I got depressed. I didn't want to go out. I stayed in. I just isolated myself. And so it was like a sort of a perpetuating the cycle of depression, you know, not wanting to interact with people, just wanting to stay in. It didn't make anything any better. I went to the doctor, and the doctor put me on Prozac, and I was taking the Prozac, and it had a negative effect on me, that it made me hear voices, and I thought that I was able to read people's minds, because I'd look at people and then I'd hear voices in my head, and I thought those voices were the thoughts of the people that I was looking at. So I decided at that point that maybe it was an idea that I stop taking the Prozac. So I stopped taking the Prozac, and then these hallucinations stopped. Yeah.
So are you able to cope now? Are you able to taste and...
Yeah, exactly. And when my sense of smell and taste came back, it took 7 years, and I got it back through hypnosis. Through hypnosis, they were able to reactivate another area of my brain to take on the sense of smell and taste.
So do you think that depression is within London, it's because of the city, the surroundings here?
Yeah, I'd say that it's to do with all social isolation, you know, that really in London what you've got is you've got a very uncaring community where when you're doing well, it's all very well to be anonymous, but when you're not doing well, people just pass you in the street and they don't care. So because people don't care, and when you're depressed, you very much pick up on the feelings of the people you come in contact with. And so the fact that you're walking past people who just give you a look, you know, and there's no empathy, you know, people aren't asking how are you or anything. Even in shops or whatever that you've been going into for years, the people just take your money and that's it. There's no real sort of socialization, you know. Right. So I think that that adds to the isolation. Also in London, the fact that it's all, depending on where people live, you know, it's like with a lot of the estates, particularly around here, it's not really conducive to a good living environment, you know, and the outdoor spaces as well, and coupled with that the weather. I mean, you've got seasonally affected disorder, which, you know, affects a lot of people, just to do with the weather and the, you know, the coldness, and people haven't got enough money. So there's a lot of sociological influence to depression, you know.
Yes, right. So what could you advise for the people that are suffering from depression here in London, for your opinion, that you have experienced?
I'd say that really one of the best things to do is to get active in some way. And if you start going to a gym or going swimming and just having some sort of routine so you do get out and about, then another thing is to just have some kind of support network. And there are a number of, I don't know any offhand, I didn't actually use them myself, but I would recommend them to other people. If, you know, when you're suffering from depression, you feel very isolated, and if you can talk to other people who've been through a similar situation, they can relate to you, and when, you know, a problem shared is a problem halved, so that might be of some help.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Not at all.
You have enough of these two ladies.